y'all, it's Dr. Heavenly Kind's back again, filling in for Claudia Jordan, and we're back with TGIF. We are here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to sip some of this hot tea. So Q, I missed you this weekend. How you been?
I've been real good, Dr. Heavenly. I was in Atlanta. I was a little preoccupied. I got to give you your credit. You did try to see me multiple times, and I had to play you to the left because I was there on business.
Okay, business. All right.
Weren't you there with your...
I was there on business, Al. I was there on business.
None of your business. That's what I get. None of your business. So, Al, what you been up to, baby? You been working out, I see.
Oh, no, Dr. Heavenly, this is just a shirt that's too small.
Oh, no, I see them pics, baby. You good. You look good.
Thank you. You do too, Dr. Heavenly.
But Heavenly, what's been going on with you, honey? The people told me, I don't make the news, I just reported, but the people told me that they saw you down to the unemployment line, honey, because they say Phaedra had done came to the medicine baby had done booted some of the girls out their spot. So that's what's the tea.
Child, she might have booted one of the girls, but it damn sure wasn't Dr. Heavenly. And Dr. Heavenly was never to be on anybody's unemployment line because she got a whole job before married to the medicine. But anywho, what you guys drinking on tonight? What you drinking, Al?
I'm still fighting this cold, Dr. Heavenly. Hot tea.
You need some hot tea? Put a little shot of Hennessy in it. It'll kill it.
Put some Hennessy in it. It'll take it out.
Break it on in a little lemon juice. That'll help you out right quick. What you drinking on, Q?
I got a little bit of lemonade with Tito's in it, just a little bit.
I know that's right. I'm feeling you on that, Q. Hey, guys, let's get to the show, okay? Y'all remember Treza Morris, the woman whose children accused Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears of grooming them? Well, Morris and Tiffany Haddish were served with a new lawsuit, outside of the comedy show that Tiffany was hosting. Morris filed the $1 million suit after Haddish called her an extortionist and accused her of making false claims for financial gain. Guys, do y'all think this suit was warranted or is it just some BS? Q, what you think?
I think it's some BS at this point. I mean, the children have dropped the lawsuit, and now the mom is picking it up when quiet as it's kept. You the one who put these kids in this predicament in the first place. It's obvious that it's a money grab. You've already gotten a small settlement from the duo, from my understanding. And this, y'all, is what I call bullying people by way of the courts. It's just like, leave these people alone. But I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other night, and we were talking about some of the vestiges of poverty, right? And that when people otherwise could never get their hands on this type of money and they get the small glimpse of hope that they can get their hands on $1 million, I can understand the psychology that would drive somebody to keep doing this, because in their mind, I'm this close to $1 million and I don't possess the skill sets or the tangible marketable skills to go out in the open market and earn $1 million on my own. So I'm gonna keep going and keep going and keep going until I can get it. But it's messed up because it's messing with this woman's peace. It's messing with her reputation. It's messing with her livelihood, and everybody, including the fans and Tiffany, want to put this thing behind them.
Wow. Al, what do you think about it, baby? Because it's a mess.
Honestly, I really feel bad for Tiffany. She has exercised such grace and such strength when she, pushed through the original lawsuit. So to have to dig up all of this all over again is just unfortunate. But let me tell you something, though. She looked good at the VMAs, and she looked like she was having a good time. So hopefully she's going to let her lawyers do what they do, because we know she got some deep pockets and she getting the best lawyers. Let the lawyers do what they do, Tiffany, and keep living your best life. We see Treza for who she is, and we know now what's really going on. And like Q says, this not only looks like a money grab, but it smells like one too.
I think you're right about that. I think both of y'all are right. I think it's a shame that somebody can just sue you for nothing and then it goes public. It's just a mess. And I'm glad she's handled it with such grace. Like you said, she looked beautiful at the VMA Awards.
Yeah, she did.
In a recent interview, Faith Evans shares that one of her biggest turnoffs was a man with a little penis.
Ooh.
Can you relate to this? Or do little penises not matter, Al?
Well, I got to be honest, Dr. Heavenly.
Be honest.
What's it?
You like a big penis too?
No, penis size. I gotta be honest. Look, I'm a professor now, so I gotta choose my words. I gotta choose my words carefully. Size is not a big deal for me. The only thing that I like big, and this is just me being honest, I like big bank accounts, investment portfolios. I like big homes. I like big retirement accounts. I like big yachts. I like big private boats and planes, G6s and G8s. And I do like a big mouth, Dr. Heavenly.
Oh, well, shoot.
What that mouth do?
Okay, what you think? Will little penises bother you, Funky?
Not at all. Not at this age. Not at this age at all. You want to know? It's so funny because I can't remember what the science was, whether it was 2 inches or 3 inches. But science has proved that all a woman needs for optimal pleasure is either 2 or 3 inches on the inside. Right? I'm not a woman, and I'm not science. Here's the other thing, though. I don't like to see women of Faith's age talking like this. I just think it's very juvenile, right? Especially considering Faith's sketchy dating past. You know what I'm saying? Where a big penis is getting you. Big penises had your ass marrying Stevie J, and he stole your car and was running all up and down, and you couldn't find your damn car. And the people said allegedly you was over there helping him pay his child support off. That's where big penises got you. At Faith's age, and she's got to be pushing 50 if she's not over 50. I just like to hear women, especially women who have a platform, talking more about I like a man that's nurturing, that's mature, that's a protector, that's a provider, that treats me well, that makes me feel like a natural woman. All this sounds like a college girl's conversation.
Well, shoot, since we brought it up, I mean, we got to make a choice. And it's a big choice for a woman. Do you want the money or do you want the penis? I'm telling you. Think about that girl who was on The Housewives that married Portia's ex, was married to her. Like, she had to make a choice. Do you want the money or what? Because money is important, but I think sex is important too, guys. And I'm a woman of a certain age as well. I think it's important, but I wouldn't just get out there and talk about it.
Heavily, I agree with you that it's important, but when we put it up, when we measure sex in the grand scheme of life, what are we talking, Heavenly? 15 or 20 minutes of huffing and puffing 2 or 3 times a week versus
50 seconds, really.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? Like, versus all you spend more time doing a lot of the other things than the huffing and puffing. So I'm just not going to predicate my whole relationship existence on something so trivial.
All right. Okay. Switching gears. Body cam footage shows a Seattle police officer laughing and joking after a woman was fatally struck by a police car. Take a look.
She is dead. No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus. Al, are you even surprised at this point with police?
I mean, I want to be surprised. Like, I mean, Dr. Heavenly, this is far below the expectations that we have for our law enforcement individuals. This to me, the conversation was shameful, it was despicable, and it was borderline disgusting. Where is the outrage around this? Honestly, I feel like if it was a young white female, because we know that this particular victim was an Indian young lady who her family are still in India, her mother is, and that's why she came to the United States, is to get a better job and to support her mother. Where is the outrage? The people of Seattle, this young woman and her family deserves better, and they deserve for there to be better sensitivity around her death. And how dare you say that her life was only valued at $11,000? That, you know, I just thought that the whole thing was disrespectful. But let me tell you what I do like, Dr. Heavenly. I like the fact that the person that goes through those body cams and the person who caught this particular conversation turned him in without feeling like that they would lose their job, because, you know, he's the vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild. And that's like a pretty significant role to have in that union. So I'm going to give a thumbs up because not everybody's bad. I'm gonna give a thumbs up to that police officer that went through that film. I mean, went through that recording, saw that it was bad, and turned him in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I agree with you. I mean, it's pretty sickening, especially when you got children and you think about things like that. You know, a lot of times some people cope by laughing at things, but that didn't sound like he was coping. It seemed like he just didn't have any compassion for life. And if you got that kind of mentality, I don't think you should be serving the public. What you think, Funky?
You know, I definitely agree with your last sentiment. When we were prepping for the show, I came on here ready to say that I'm not going to make this a police thing, and I damn sure didn't want to make it a racial thing. I wanted to make this just a horrible human being thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because there could be somebody who can be the secretary, the doctor, a dental assistant, or a bus driver that thinks the exact same way, who just happens to be a police officer. But to your point, somebody who thinks like that about the value of another human life should not be in a law enforcement position. And we got to understand that as a police officer, your first oath and duty is to protect and serve. You are there for the people. And if you don't see any humanity in the people, then you should not even be a police officer.
Right.
I agree. I think we should triple check before we let people into that position. That's a very important position. But coming up next, find out why the state of Florida should be canceled. Funky, your state here. And later, is Bow Wow jealous of the people who aren't famous? Stick around. Welcome back to TGIF. Whether good, bad, ugly, or just plain dumb, the tea is always overflowing with crazy news stories in the state of Florida. And that's why we're giving you the 411 on What the Florida? A Florida resident stole an excavator, took it on a joyride through Southwest Florida, then crashed it into the wall of a Walmart. Authorities claim the culprit, 47-year-old Jesse Charles Smith, was also armed with a machete.
Ooh.
Funky, is this what y'all people doing down there in Florida? Y'all always mixing up the thing down there.
Now, hold on, Heavenly. You're not going to get your ass on here talking about Florida like you was not born and raised and then graduated from Norland High School in the middle of Miami-Dade, Florida. All
y'all
right,
got too much mess going on down there.
So this is our Florida. Now, listen. Florida will suspend your driver's license for any old thing. I keep telling y'all the cost of living down here in Florida is high as all hell. Bus passes is high. They did away with the jitneys. This man, anything, he was just trying to get around. This man was just trying to get around. He was simply trying to get around. Times is hard out here. It was hot. His mind was bad. And he made a mistake. He made a small mistake. No, well, listen. You got to protect yourself. It's rough out here. They jacking people, fool. That man was trying to park at Walmart. He wasn't trying to rob them or tear up their wall. He was trying to park and go in and get a sleeve to put his machete in. Because you know why, Heavenly? You always say you like a man working. That man was finna go door to door the next day and see if he could cut trees down and people y'all for money because of the hurricane. This man is guilty. I mean, this man is innocent. Excuse me. He is innocent. Freudian slip, right, Al?
Clearly.
What do you think about this mess? Because I'm not bad what Funky's saying.
All right, production, put that picture back up. Well, the one thing we know is that he admits that he was on drugs. And he looks like he was on drugs. Everything would have been fine if he just didn't call it. The damage that he created at Walmart was $2 million, guys. That's how much bad damage he did. And he also ran through a storage unit as well as a Starbucks. So I don't know, Funky. Maybe he whatever drug he on, I think he should not use those.
Well, I don't think you should use that against him. Listen, everybody on a little drugs, okay?
Everybody not on no drugs. Everybody not on no drugs. But I would say, listen, mental illness is real. I think a lot of times people take drugs because they're self-medicating. If you look at this man, it looks like he probably has a little bit of issues. He got some issues somewhere. So I think just take him to the hospital. Let us get him a mental diagnosis. Try to take him in and do an exam on him, and then figure out why he's on drugs and put him. I mean, but for $2 million, I don't know. We got that kind of therapy. He needs to pay somebody and just work at the jail and pay it back or something. I don't know. But anyway, authorities are searching for a Florida man, another Florida person, Funky, after he stole his girlfriend's engagement ring and wedding band so he could propose to his other girlfriend, his secret girlfriend. Funky. The man met both of these women on a dating app, went by a different alias. And when the girlfriends found about the scandal, they both dumped him and began cooperating with the police. One of the two fiancés claims the man took her to the other woman's house while she was at work and claimed the house was his. Funky, what you got to say about this?
Now listen, I can't defend him taking her to the other lady's house. That's just a different type of lowdown. But here's the thing about the ring. If he bought the first girlfriend that ring and that wedding band, then that was his ring and his wedding band.
No, he didn't buy it.
He didn't buy it, Al?
No,
it was
that
hers
was from her previous marriage.
Okay, well, it's still fine. She wasn't using it anyway, and it's disrespectful if you with me and you still holding on to your jewelry from your last man. So you know what he did? Both of them a favor and took it and gave it to the new. I'm trying my hardest to help this man.
To make it make sense, and it just don't. The man think, Al, what you think, baby?
This is just I'm not making this a race thing, but what you think the two ladies, what color do you think the two ladies
were? They was black, Chad.
They were all black?
I think so, baby. The man looked real black, so. Listen, my thought on this is this. Listen, if you broke, you ain't ready to get married no damn way, okay? Don't get nobody no ring, don't steal no ring, to go to nobody else. And dang sure don't bring nobody to my house, because now we need the machete, right? You bring a young lady, I started to say something else, a young lady to my house, now we got to fight. Somebody got to... Don't bring no woman to my house, okay? That's just too far and too low. Now, but if you can't afford the ring and the band, you can't afford to be nobody's husband. That's just my thought. Al, you mad at me?
Maybe that's why so many young women, especially women around my age, 40s and 50s, maybe that's why they do background checks now on men that they date. And maybe more women should try doing that.
You know what? I did that on a level one time, the one I went to jail behind, and he got mad with me because my dumb ass told him I did it after the fact. And maybe that's where I went wrong. He got real mad with me, and I ended up going to jail behind his ass.
He got mad at the
You did a background check on him?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you do yours? You went online and
I went online and found some website where you basically just put in people's name and they date of birth for like $49 or $89. It did like a soft background check and told me he was in jail for identity fraud and all this different type of stuff.
That's what I was about to ask. What did he do? Because the average person, if you background check me, I'm not mad because I ain't got nothing. I've been on TV 10 years. If I got somebody to be out there. If you got a background.
Funky, is this the one that held you over the balcony, or is this a different one?
Look at, stop telling all my business, Al. No, this is a different one. This is the one who had drove my car, and I went to find him, and we both ended up going to jail.
Oh, okay.
Oh, goodness. Lord. Anyway, in other news, a woman was having a few drinks with her sister when her sister suddenly stabbed her multiple times with an EpiPen. The sister said, "I'm allergic to drunks, so I injected her with the EpiPen so she wouldn't be drunk anymore." So what's the big deal? First responders confirmed that the victim was not actually injected with any medication. Can you believe this, Al?
I do. I don't think it's alcohol. I think it's something else. They look like they on drugs. That has to be drugs. First of all, you sitting here stabbing your sister over and over because they said it was multiple puncture wounds, right? You're stabbing her over and over, and there's nothing in the pen. That I don't know. And then I don't know if I could be living with my sister after she stabbed me with a whole bunch of daggone with the EpiPen. You think it's alcohol?
I don't know. I got a sister, and look, she might stab my ass. I don't know, because, you know what I mean? Sisters be having issues you can't even explain. So, but I'm just glad she didn't put any medication in there that may have harmed her sister. So we're going to pray about that. Funky, what you think? Because we stabbing people now with EpiPens?
No, I've never even seen an EpiPen in real life. You a half a doctor, Dr. Heavenly. Will an EpiPen help the people come down if they drunk?
No, it won't. It's for allergies. Like she said, she allergic. Like if somebody has an allergic reaction, that's why they need an EpiPen. If you got asthma or some kind of allergic reaction, to help, EpiPen will help you. But it won't help.
Dr. Heavenly, you better read him. He called you half.
I know. Listen, he keep telling me about no half.
He called you a half a doctor.
He never needed when he needed them dang teeth. So we ain't gonna talk about it. Anyway, coming up next, does Bow Wow regret being famous? And later, find out what happened during an attempt hit and run, and we'll find out when we return. Welcome back to TGIF. Bow Wow recently reflected on his life as a child star. He wrote, "Just woke up thinking to myself like, man, damn, I've never been to the prom nor college. I want to pledge so bad. I wish I was a part of a fraternity. Y'all think I'm lucky because of my lifestyle, but I really want what y'all have." Do you think that people always want what they don't have no matter what? Punky, what you think?
Absolutely. I absolutely think people always want what they don't have. I absolutely think psychologically we always think that the grass is greener on the other side. We always want other people's lives. And I'm here to tell Bow Wow that, yes, there is some intrinsic value in things like going to the prom and being in a fraternity or sorority or just having the normal life. But I can assure you, Bow Wow, 90% of Americans who have the normal life would give up their prom, their pledging, and their college experience to have the money, the access, and the lifestyle that you have. So, while you feel like you might be missing out on something, brother, in the grand scheme of things, you have majority of what people do all those things for, which is to obtain wealth and lifestyle. You actually are winning. What I would encourage you to do, though, perhaps, is to take yourself out of those some of those celebrity circles that you roll in and get you some more, regular, everyday, working class type of people, and perhaps some of that day-to-day regular human experience will rub off on you, and you can kind of, get some of what you're looking for. But brother, trust and believe, most of us want to be you.
I don't want to be no Bow Wow. I really don't. I feel like I want every experience in life. I want the prom. I want to go on a date, my first date. I wanted to make sure my daughter went to Florida A&M so she could have that college experience and experience all that. And I think these experiences are priceless, because I had them. So I don't think it's regular. I think that everybody should experience everything. You should be able to experience that as a child, go to the prom, pledge if that's what you want to do, and then live your life however you want to do it. Al, what you think?
I've said this on the show before. I remember 24 years ago, Bow Wow's mother, I worked with Bow Wow as a private banker and his mother, and she was always so cutting edge. She always wanted the best for her child, and she did the best she could. I feel like this is a common reflection of child stars, but the good thing, Bow Wow, this is how I like to look at it. There is adult proms now. You still have the ability to go back to college. You're still young, brother. You're still young. You can still go back to college. You can still pledge everything and all the things that you miss. You still have the ability to do it, because the way that you have lived your life, the way that you have motivated other young black men to be better, just by serving as a role model, as a child star, and staying in the business all these years, you can't replace that. I mean, I think that carries some weight too. So although you missed all those things as a child, you helped so many more people in the interim.
I understand. That's very well said, but I still wanted to have all the experiences that I had. Listen, on another note, are y'all big on romantic gestures? Well, rapper, do y'all like romantic gestures at all? Al, do you like it when people, romantic?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Cleo, what you like?
They make me a little uncomfortable just because I didn't grow up in a family that people showed a lot of affection and outward love, but I'm getting better with it.
I love a romantic gesture. Buy me some flowers and candy and make sure you open the door for me and rub on me. I like to be rubbed on and all of that. I love a romantic gesture. Well, rapper Sexyy Redd recently revealed that the most romantic thing a man has ever done for her. She said he robbed somebody
This is funny.
and gave me the money and gave me the belt he stole. She continued, I know he didn't have it. So the fact that he still made a way and still did what he had to do, it was nice. Y'all, where are young people at, y'all? Come on now. Funky, I'm going to just throw this on your hands because I can't believe this woman said this. But then, you know what I mean? I don't understand y'all youthful people. Why did you get a job, Funky, and working by her?
Heavenly, I really don't know what to do with this. You know, and then the sad part about it is Sexyy Redd said the amount that her boyfriend stole was $13 and the Gucci belt was fake. You know what I'm saying? But this is where the children are right now, Heavenly and Al. We were not raised like this. It's I don't know what's reality anymore and what's not reality. Part of me thinks that Sexyy Redd recognizes that her brand is raunch, sex, and hood, so she's doing this on purpose. The other part of me is like, she don't know any better. I don't know what to do with this. I don't, and any and everything you say in this situation is the wrong thing. So I'm just gonna throw my hands up and give this to God.
I really believe this is who this chick is. I really do, because $13, you could have made that working at Burger King up. They paying $13 to $15 at fast food. You telling me he gonna rob somebody, risk going to jail to doing a romantic gesture for her, and then they in the hood because they got the fake Gucci. But well, no, some of my celebrity friends wear fake Gucci stuff too. So I ain't gonna say that. But Al, what do you think about the romantic gesture, Al?
I think I kind of felt a little warm when she was telling the story, because I think she's just so clever with her storytelling. She reminds me of Sukihana, but younger. But she talked about how he was breathing all hard. He had just robbed the person, and you know, he was like bringing it over to her because he wanted to give her something. Something about that was very interesting. But I will say this. I am liking this character, watching this character. I like the fact that she carries money everywhere she goes, because it's so ridiculous. And I like the fact, and I also like the fact that she wears those big, awful glasses all the time. Like, it's just something about her that is so ridiculous that I like it. I really like it. I like the fact that she has an incredible or a very profitable lip gloss line, even though the different lip gloss are called Coochie Juice and Nut and Gonorrhea.
Oh,
I know. It's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that you are just intrigued, at least for me. I'm intrigued. And I just don't know what else to say about it. I don't know what else to say about it. I think it's just so ridiculous that she keeps me intrigued. I don't know what it is.
And I think that's what she's doing. I mean, she's going over and over. And you know, the kids really like her. Like, I know who that is. That's saying a whole lot. My daughter says she's coming to her school for a concert. She's really a thing now. So I say to each his own. If she got her $13 and her fake Gucci belt, more power to you, baby. Sexyy Redd, keep on going. And I think now she can buy her own and she don't have to deal with men like that anymore. But moving on. Let's talk about friendship breakups. Do you think, Q, this for you, baby. I'm going to ask you this. Listen, do you think breaking up with a friend is more heartbreaking than ending things with a significant other? If so, why?
Most definitely. Oh, yeah. And I don't think there's enough literature, content, or resources out there that talks about the grief and the turmoil that you go through when you break up with a friend. See, oftentimes a significant other, you meet that person at some midway point in your life. You meet that person for a reason or a season, but it's like friend. You know, I can talk, now, baby, I could write a whole book on this. I've got friends that I've broken up or that we've broken up that I've known since the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? That hurts. And that this one particular relationship is one that I still grieve until this day. There's another relationship I've had since middle school, and we're no longer friends no more. And it's another relationship that I still grieve until this day, because these are people who have been with you through multiple stages of your life. And I don't give a damn. You're Dr. Heavenly now. I'm Funky Dineva right now. But I'm talking about people who knew you when your mama was braiding up your hair and sending you to school in uniform. Those are your people that know you, who've known you through multiple stages of your life. And you always think that these people will be with you till the very end. They know more. Quiet as it's kept, some of these people can know more about you and know you more intimately than your significant other, because they were there with you. So yes, it is very hard. I think there are two different types of losses, but it's a deep, painful loss that isn't often talked about, and one that deserves to be regarded as a divorce or a bad traumatic breakup with the fiance as well.
Yeah, I respect that, Q. That's really deep. But for me, I ain't really do females like that, no way. You know what I mean? I ain't never had no deep friends. See, my man, I've been with my man for 30 years. So he is my best friend. So that would be traumatic to me just by relation. So I don't know the feeling of having a good friend and losing a friend. My friend is Dr. Jackie, Dr. Jada, and Dr. Lisa, right? And if I lost one of those friends, I don't think I'd ever lose them, because we're not going to fall out. But somebody from like school and grade school all the way up, I don't have that. So my closest person is my husband. So that would be more traumatic for me. What do you think about that, Al?
That's interesting, Dr. Heavenly, because, well, I feel like this. The average marriage lasts 7 or 8 years in the United States. The average friendship is north of 17 years. Like Q says, it starts when you're very, very young. And remember, the emotional ties in your development when you're younger, and it spans over 10 and 15 years, is greater, right? It's so much easier to embrace the differences of a friend than, you know, someone that you are in a relationship with, right? You don't have to pick your words with a friend. You can be open, you can be honest, you can be super vulnerable. Friendships are unconditional, or are supposed to be. Expectations are less with your friends than they are with a loved one. You accept your friends as they are, like more than you would someone that you're in a relationship. And you also get to show your true self without there being any worries that if you really let it all hang out, that there's going to be some type of backlash to it. So I don't know. For me, friendships are definitely much more emotional when they come to an end than a marriage.
That's interesting, because I feel like I can do anything in front of my man. I really do, y'all. That's my friend. But anyway, we're going to keep it locked, because coming up next, find out what happened after an attempted hit and run. And later, we have our birthday shout outs. Welcome back. A woman was not about to let this Karen get away with hitting her car and trying to drive off. Watch this clip.
Like, you are tripping. Can I just get your information? Shut the f and give me your information. How about that, you stupid ass bitch? Give me your information. Give me your information. Give me your information. Let me get your tag in the back too.
Sure. In the clip, the white woman gave the other woman the middle finger when she asked for her information. Funky. What would you have done in this situation?
Whooped her ass.
Oh Lord!
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just whooped her ass. It was the audacity of it all, and it looks like the damage that she did to the woman's car was minimal. I mean, a couple $100. It didn't like she bammed her door in. So for that, the audacity, the anger, the lack of apology, the entitlement, and the giving the middle finger, and the fact that her door was open, I would have drugged that bitch out in that car and beat her ass in that parking lot, and I would have just took my parking damages. That is the God honest truth. And then I'm from Miami, Florida. We real messy. I would have opened up her pocketbook and slung all her stuff all over the parking lot. That's what I would have did personally.
I hope that I could have just walked away, because that would have made me so mad, Q, and I would have done
it. Would have.
I would have got arrested and it would have been a big whole thing. I hope that I have enough self-control, because anytime somebody throw a middle finger at you and be so disrespectful and try to drive off after hitting your nice automobile, you know, that's just wrong. And it's like you say, it's entitlement, and it just makes me so angry that I probably would have got too mad. So I hope that I would have been able to just walk off or drive off. Al, you seem like a calm guy, baby. What would you have done?
This scared me. After you guys remember, Q, I know Dr. Heavenly wasn't here, but you remember that neighbor that shot that black woman through her door because she said, and she used the stand the ground law. She said that the woman was coming after her. I think she had disciplined her kids or whatever and threw their iPad somewhere. This scared me. I wouldn't recommend just opening someone's door and jumping in their car. That woman could have had a gun, and then and I think this is Georgia. It happened in Georgia, and Georgia has stand your ground. I just wouldn't want her to get physically harmed, because if that woman had a gun and shot her, she could say that she felt physically threatened by her opening the car door and coming after her and cussing at her, and so she shot her. So I don't know. People are crazy these days. I don't know that I would have been so easy to open the door and curse at her and all that.
And I think you're right. I think you're 100% right in a reasonable, logical, calm, sane, conscious mind. I think that in the moment, bitch, you just hit my car and you backing up and you're brazen enough to talk shit. No, I think I wouldn't have been thinking about no standing ground if she had a gun. Me and that bitch would have had to tussle in that Walmart parking lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope I could have just walked away, because that could have been a real bad situation, guys. But in heavier news about road rage, despite over a parking spot left a woman and her boyfriend shot in Brooklyn, New York. The man shot the woman in the head and the other man in the leg. Police are still searching for the shooter. Have y'all ever argued over a driving parking spot? Al, have you ever argued over a parking spot?
I haven't argued over a parking spot, but I have really bad road rage. I've talked about it on the show before. That's why I don't drive. I prefer to have a driver or take Uber, because I'm really bad when it comes to road rage. But do you know last year 131 people were shot and killed because of road rage? And not to mention an additional 413 people were injured because of road rage. And those two statistics married together, that road rage incidents happened in 2020 where someone was either shot or injured every 16 hours in the United States.
I remember when I was down at the swap meet, and this ain't no joke, in Miami, I was at the swap meet, right? And it was packed, right? It was on a Saturday, Funky. You remember when the swap meet was packed? And a guy, I was in the right. I was ready to get in a parking space, right? I got in the parking space, and this brother Tucker, he got out the car and he showed me his badge, like get out the parking space, and it was mine. So I got out. I got out the parking space because I ain't want to, you know what I mean, start nothing. But I feel like people shouldn't be fighting over parking space. You should wait. And then plus, I'm a woman. I was in the right, and this cop got out his car. He was in plain clothes, and he showed me his badge. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if my insurance bill been paid and stuff like that, so I ain't want no problems. But I got out. And I just think that you can get really angry over a parking space. People do it all the time. Q, you ever been mad about a parking space?
So, you know, believe it or not, Heavenly and Al, road rage is something that I don't understand. Like, I am not one of those people that have any type of emotional reaction when people cut you off or blow the horn or anything. I don't. And so because it doesn't occur with me naturally, I don't understand this whole psychological phenomenon of road rage. I'm like, why are you letting somebody you don't know upset you about something so trivial, like pulling out in front of you, so on and so forth? And unfortunately, you know, somebody I knew in Atlanta, rest in peace, Javon, just got shot and killed in Atlanta a few weeks ago over a road rage incident. Something happened. He got out of the car, allegedly, from what we're hearing, and beat the person up. And the person took a gun and shot him in between the eyes and killed him. You know, married, father of two. So, you know, now a family is without a father, a household has lost an income, and this young man doesn't have a life. It just isn't worth it. I have a personal rule now, Heavenly and Al. I know I said I would have pulled that old lady ass out of that car, and I probably would have. But I try my hardest not to argue with people in public. You know what I'm saying? And I just remind myself that you don't even know this person. And I have a rule. I'm not going to jail for a bitch I don't know. I'm not going to jail for a bitch I don't like. The only person I'm going to get hurt for or go to jail for is somebody I love.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. But this was about a parking space, and I just think it just be disrespectful for you to try to take my parking space. That really makes me mad. But I hope that at my age and at my maturity level, I'm able again to walk away, because it could get really ugly if you get really mad. Guys, in other news, Kanye West, that moved. Kanye West is allegedly remodeling his Malibu home and wants to remove all windows and electricity from his home. Y'all, Kanye, what do you think about this, Funky? I mean, he moving all windows and electricity. He just want to be in the dark.
Well, it sounds like he need a padded room. It sounds as if he needs a padded room and that he's willing to build his own. So we need to listen to what this brother is trying to tell us. However, I seriously doubt that any building code in any city will allow for a person to have a whole domicile with no windows and no electricity.
Guys, let's have a real conversation now. So if you are, and allegedly, I don't know Kanye and I don't know his situation, but if you have mental illness, do you have to put yourself in a place where you go to the hospital, or can somebody put you in? Because clearly there's some things that are not right. I mean, when you think about like Tyrese and crying and the bipolar, allegedly, I don't know these people, but what I'm saying is, can't we just get them some help? I mean, they got all this money, all this fame, all this public, openness to the world. Can somebody just say, I want Loretta Devine or somebody to just go over there, Ayanna, and say, baby, come on, let's just go. Let's go.
So it's not that easy. As somebody who has, and I speak about this on the show, my brother has schizophrenia. In order to put somebody in a place, they have to demonstrate that they are a harm to themselves or potentially a harm to others, and are incapable of making decisions for themselves. And that's ultimately, we tried with my brother, and ultimately it got to a point where he passed out in the middle of 27th Avenue and 191st Street at a Dolphins game, walking up and down the street with no shoes on, and was dehydrated and fainted. And when he got to the hospital, he was refusing treatment and medication. And only because of that was I allowed to get medical proxy over him, and then ultimately get his rights taken away and get him put into a thing. But they asked some people two questions. Are you going to hurt yourself? Are you thinking about hurting somebody else? And if they answer no to those two questions, they send them on.
I think that's kind of wrong, because you see stuff about to happen and you could wait. So you want to wait until something terrible happens before you admit these people. It's obvious it's a problem, but the laws, you know what? We got to talk about it, Al. We need to change some laws. What you think about this Kanye situation?
First of all, when I went to architecture school for my undergrad, and it used to be, it wasn't legal for you to build a structure with no windows. But I think in Kanye's case, when we think about his mental illness, right, having access to light links to risk of depression. So maybe he's doing that because he wants to be in a dark space to help manage his depression a little bit better.
Everything I ever learned about depression is sundown. They act worse when it get nighttime, when you don't have light. Light actually brings better attitude, but that's another story for another day. Coming up, we have our birthday shout outs and our tea bag of the week. Find out who's the lucky person when we return. Welcome back. Soulmates, you guys are always requesting birthday shout outs. So we're going to kick off the celebration tonight with our soulful birthday shout outs. First up, we have Sina Allen from Buffalo, New York.
Woo! Happy birthday, Sina!
All right. Next, we have Nicole Cotton, Dr. Nicole Cotton.
All right, Dr. Cotton.
Dr. Nicole, we see you. Happy birthday, girl.
Hey, girl. Happy birthday to attorney Dontre Tatum. Happy birthday.
Dontre, what's going on, brother?
Happy birthday, counselor.
And happy 55th birthday to Marilyn Hack.
All right, come on. We got our, oh, shit, my Marilyn, fine. We see you, Marilyn.
Happy 77th birthday to Opie George. Happy birthday.
Opie don't look a day over 50. Opie look good.
Yeah, guys. And happy birthday to Preston Peters in Houston, Texas.
Come on, Press.
Okay. All right. All right. Make sure you guys continue to send us your name, your photo, and your hometown to tgif@foxsoul.tv so we can give you a special birthday shout out on your birthday. In other news, SZA shared why she frequently takes social media breaks. She wrote, haven't logged into social media in over a month. She continues, honestly, y'all be annoying about everything. Even in this comment section, this is why I no longer log in or post or talk. Y'all, bleeps are weird and exhausting. If not dropping music, I can't bleep with it. Have y'all ever had, I know this answer, have y'all ever had that social media toxic that needed, you needed a break? It's so toxic that you needed a break?
Girl, that teleprompter fucking your ass up.
Social media is toxic. It's toxic and you need a break. Yeah.
Girl, your ass need a break, honey. Yes, child, I'm going through one now. Social media can be a toxic place, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you let it in. But, as a 13-year vet of somebody who's been, on social media for a living, I'm always an advocate of people protecting their peace. And one of the biggest ways is to take a break. I also say that I don't believe adults can be bullied on social media, and I'm a firm believer of that because you don't have to be on it. There's nothing about the everyday functioning of your life that requires you to have to be on social media. So if you find yourself getting on social media and your feelings are hurt or your peace is being disrupted or you're being upset, simply get off of it and go watch Sherry Shepherd or the Kelly Clarkson show or the Jennifer Hudson show or Judge Judy or Married to Medicine or something else on TV that doesn't give the public direct access to your emotions.
Well, I kind of agree with that a little bit. And coming from the reality TV space, we're supposed to interact with the people. We're supposed to talk to them. And I also use social media to market a lot of my businesses and my products. But the people can be pretty mean, Funky. They really mean. They say any old dang thing off a 7-minute excerpt, but they don't even know what happened. So it can hurt your feelings. It really does. So I can't understand needing a break. It's mental. Like I say, everybody's 2 seconds from having a mental breakdown, off of certain things. So you need to come back, pull back off of anything that's causing you any kind of pain and move forward. So social media breaks, for me, are definitely needed. What you think, Al?
Well, sure, I agree with you on that. And Q, there are people, especially like she was saying, she said that she lets her team handle it because of her career. She's an artist. She has to be on social media. That's how she keeps her numbers up. That's how she keeps her fans engaged. So, yeah, I think anytime that it becomes toxic, anytime it starts messing with your mental health, anytime you start feeling negative and having bad feelings about yourself and your self-image, you definitely got to take a break.
Take a break. Yeah, and like you said, have somebody do it for you. Have somebody at that point, you don't even need to be on it. Steve Harvey was upset because somebody said the wrong thing, but definitely if it's a problem, pay somebody to do it, y'all. We have covered so many crazy stories this week. So we'd like to end our show by handing out an award to the person who exemplifies pure delusion. This is our tea bag of the week. Our tea bag of the week goes to YSL Polo, who was in court pretending to be crazy, allegedly thinking that he would be able to plead insanity. Of course, as we mentioned earlier in this week, it didn't work. Fellas, what do you think about this honorary tea bag of the week?
He absolutely deserves this award. I feel more bad for his attorney than I do for him. That attorney looked like he was so embarrassed and would just do anything to get out of that hearing in that moment. The brother tried. Heavenly, it was his last-ditch effort. He was facing another life sentence in prison, so that brother had to do what it is he had to do. Unfortunately, like Al pointed out on our previous show, he didn't research the right way for the condition that he was trying to convey.
thinking the same thing. I was like, dude, if you're gonna do it, at least try to do it right and prepare for it. He's doing all of this now, allegedly. Hopefully, we don't know. You know what I mean? Unless it's proven that he don't have no problems. But hell, he looked like a damn fool. He looked crazy as hell. Like that was insane. I mean, I was laughing when I saw that clip. Al, what you think about it? I know y'all talked about it before.
Yeah, we thought. I mean, I keep saying, if you're going to claim that you are mentally insane, then please behave like you have a psychiatric disease and not like you have an emotional disorder. Those are two different things. I don't know. But he tried his best. It didn't work. So you know what? Report back to jail.
Speaking of emotional disorders, y'all, I can't leave out of here without talking about Married to Medicine and the hot mess we got going down there to the thing.
Which I got going on.
We coming out November 5th, Sunday, November 5th, after Housewives of Potomac, and I am so excited. We got so much drama, y'all, so much mess and laughter, and we a group of friends. We get along until we don't. But Married to Medicine coming out November 5th. Funky, you got any questions for me?
I just want to know, you know, the people are really excited about Phaedra's return, just off rip, because I know we don't have much time. We got to do our closing at the 22nd mark. Do you think Phaedra was a good addition to the show?
I do. I think she came right with it and she fell right in. Guys, I want to thank my co-hosts Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube and stay tuned for Tracks and Tales. I'll see you next week.
Good night, soul man.